Tory, what are
Hey,
you
everybody.
doing that is occupying so much of your attention?
I'm actually looking at a dog video where he's getting his ear cleaned out. So,
Are
sorry.
you, wait, I remember we interviewed Dr. Pimple Popper and that disturbed you as well, right?
I kind of like it.
I could see you being one of those people. That is so gross. Knock it off. All
Hey,
right. Well,
everyone.
what's up, colleagues? How are y'all? Admittedly, I'm already a little thrown off because we have been so inundated with everything. And Tori, like your posture right now is, I think, if we could reshape the posture of the Statue of Liberty to be another shape, it should be that. Just like kind of pulling the eyelid up, knuckle on the temple, just how quickly things have fallen apart in a year.
Yeah. Someone said, I saw a meme that's like, I got the 7-day subscription free trial to 2026, and I'd like to undo my subscription.
Yeah, it is. It is like nothing I've ever seen. But before we get to that, life still goes on, Tori. So I wanted to tell you that I was today years old when I did something very crazy at the grocery store. You and the colleagues need to guess what I did for the first time at the grocery store.
Did you like weigh vegetables or something?
Oh no, that's a skill. I can do that in my sleep, girl.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm like a part-time employee.
Did
I
you
know how to
like,
bag things.
oh,
I just
okay.
gave you a
Okay.
hint. I gave you a hint.
What's the hint?
I said I'm good at bagging things.
Oh, you bagged your own groceries?
No, I brought my own bag.
You've never brought your own bag.
No, ever. I've had my own bag in the car before.
Right. Everybody does that. Yeah.
I have, you know what's funny is I went to go put my shoes on and one of the bags is on the couch and my forehead literally touched the bag. And I was like, I think that's the universe saying, go ahead and do it yourself. I will say this, at least at the Safeway that I go to regularly, I probably go every other day. There's always security focused on someone. And it's so
Do you
awkward.
go to a Safeway?
Yes.
It's always a Safeway. It's always a
A-
Safeway.
And I
Sorry,
would
she's
say,
very proud of you.
oh, well, thank you. There's been a couple times, especially if you go like Friday night. First of all, I'm exposing what a nerd I am. You're at the grocery store at 9 o'clock on a Friday. I'm like, I used to buy drugs and party. Yeah, I like sometimes those are like the more aggressive, just kind of like people that are kind of struggling with an issue. And one time I was putting my groceries in the car, and the security guard like kind of followed somebody out and goes, and stay out of here with your stinking stealing ass. I was like, this is better than any stay out of here. It was an alliteration. Just like, because I really do think whatever that cartoon was, remember with the guard dog, and I don't know if it was Thomas the cat, but they would go at it and then they'd punch a clock and then they'd be cool. Remember those like old
like
school?
Tom and Jerry? Do you mean Tom
Yeah,
and Jerry?
where they were like almost like clocking in, where it's like, I got to do this job. You could like, you could tell that the people that are attempting to shoplift have dealt with the shoplift enforcement people before.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting that I would love to sit with them. Yeah, like, come on, man. You know I got a bad knee.
Move it along. First of all, I'm very proud of you for bringing your own bag. I bring like 20 bags just because I get a lot of groceries sometimes. I check and bag my own groceries. I also do that, Shelly, too. I like to do that. I like to try and do it like they do it. You know what I mean?
Me
With
too.
like,
Tori, I love it. I make fun of it in my act. I effing love it.
I'm really sorry. Fun. And you're helping them out and you have a little chit chat. You know, it's nice. I also want to say that tomorrow on the show, Coco, which is Colorado and Company, on 10 o'clock on 9 News for Denver people and Wyoming people.
Can you give more caveats? Jesus Christ. If you're in a Humvee and only have access to Elon Musk Starlink, it'll be up at noon. Okay. Jesus.
You have a brown chocolate lab and you're a Sagittarius.
If you have a net zero AOL disk that you were able to start your computer, you can find us on Netscape.
I have the comedian Ben Roy and Ian Fidance on, and
I know Ian.
really crazy and it went off the rails. And it's one of my favorite shows we've ever done. And it was a Good Friends Friday. So there was a band there called Moon Honey. We had drinks there from Local Jones. And then Ian and Ben Roy just went crazy. It was so crazy.
No, you are one of the few anchors. And that's one thing that, because every once in a while there'll be a viral clip of like a morning news anchor dealing with a comic that's either saying something kind of not even daytime, not morning time. It's like you can't talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But then there's always like the awkwardness of like the host that kind of doesn't have the comedic chops.
No.
But you actually do. And Ian Finance, he did a warm up for my Can I Kick It show when I was for Brooklyn. Yeah, I know, Ian.
No way. So Ian said something about shaking. We were shaking the cocktail shaker. And he said something about I said something. He says the egg will be safe. He put egg in it. He goes, the egg will be safe if you shake it hard enough. I'm like, that's what they say about a lot of things. And then Ian said, that's what they said when they fired me from babysitting.
He said that on camera. I love it. I love it. And well, Tory, you still work in this medium. I'm curious, do you think there'll ever be like a head of like the show that realizes that housewives or just anybody that's at home daytime, a lot of men, I'm at home right now. What am I? Everybody that's at home. Right. We're not like Fabergé eggs where
I know.
Like somebody like makes a sexual reference and I'm like, it's 9:20. It's like, was it funny? All right. Yeah.
They were crazy funny. And I was kind of funny too. So I'm excited.
I am quite sure that you were. Our friend Lauren Mack has texted me. No one has texted me all day. And as soon as the show starts, people are like, yo, what up though?
Hi too.
I definitely will. Tory, we got a lot to get to. So I can assume that you can guess maybe one of the stories we're going to be talking about. But I think it definitely deserves one of these. Oh, Tory, we are talking about the city of Minneapolis. Are we talking about the incredible time that I had there when I went to the Super Bowl?
I wish.
I wish too. And it just really bothers me. We got to get into this, but it's like the shitty people suck up all the oxygen. I had one of the most heartfelt parental moments when I was in Minneapolis. I think I've probably told the story before. I went for the Super Bowl, staying at the hotel, and this is back when I still drank, ended up sitting next to the starting defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles' dad.
Whoa.
And I was like, dude, I remember your son when he was in college. He went to Michigan. Boo. But, he's a great player. And I go, dude, your son is playing in the Super Bowl in like 24 hours. Like, why are you sitting with me? Like, how do you feel? And he goes, bro, I already won. And it was just like such a beautiful moment and then the next day his son sacked Tom Brady. So yes, so good things happen and they won the Super Bowl. So good things happen in Minneapolis as well. So let's make sure we have a fair leisure here as we move forward. Tory, obviously we're talking about the fatal ICE shooting in Minneapolis, and the video is kind of throwing a wrench in what the feds are saying. An ICE, just to set the table, an ICE officer shot and killed a 37-year-old Renee Good, mother of three, in an operation in Minneapolis. DHS and Trump say it was self-defense, while local leaders point to a video that tells a different story. Tory, we already talked with MD before, so we're not going to show the video. Colleagues, I hope you understand why. There's a point where it becomes exploitation. Everybody's seen it. We don't need to. There's certain things where we understand what happened.
Although, let me just say very quickly, that video is incredibly important because an ICE agent could have just said what happened. And thank God, just like that 17-year-old with George Floyd, they took that video because that video is the truth. And I just want to say, if you see something happening, you get your phone out. I always say, Al, this is part of a civil rights movement. You got to take video. So I don't want to just exclude how important that was. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Tory, I totally agree. And I'm so glad that you said that. I'll say this. I think what's really bothering a lot of people, including myself, even though I'm a person that doesn't get rattled very easily, is that we can see it. It's not up for debate or conjecture. They're like, he was hospitalized. He was nearly killed. He absolutely wasn't. And so what it tells me, I know people just want to go, oh, Trump supporters will believe anything, but maybe they effing will, Tory. Because if you look at that and you see a woman trying to murder an ICE agent after dropping off her 6-year-old at daycare, by the way, the kid's father died 4 years ago, so that kid's an orphan now at 6 years old. And it's deeper than just a disagreement about logistics. These are things that we can see. This is the emperor's new clothes. And what are you willing to say? And it's just, Tory, please take the mic because I don't know what to say because I can't believe this is even a thing.
Okay, so I want to say this. This is from 1984. And if you're in the chat, let me know if you've read the book because it's by George Orwell. And it is the playbook of what we're seeing happen in real life. It's about a dystopian future with tyranny and dictatorship and all of that. So this is the quote I put on my Instagram. It says this, quote, ready for this? The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. And I wrote, do not be gaslit. We saw what we saw. And it's, again, because of that video. So I just want to point out how important that was. I do want to let you know that right now, state investigators are being withheld from being able to.
I was getting to that next, buddy. So why don't you lead us right into it?
Yeah, they're not being able to see or get information for their investigation. A lot of people want this to be a state crime, Al, because that doesn't allow President Trump to then pardon. His name is Jonathan Ross. That's the murderer, in my opinion, on the ICE agent. And they want him not to be able to be pardoned. And if you are in a state crime, you cannot be pardoned, even though Trump's tried that. The important thing to note here is the step-by-step, frame-by-frame that you're going to start to see. And the important one was that when they asked her to move, because she was in a protest and blocking, she waves the guy in the truck over. You see her hand casually waving. And instead of going around her, he gets out and says, get the fuck out of the car. And then starts opening the car door like this. She's an American citizen with a masked, not police officer. She has every right to get away from this person.
But clearly aggressive as well.
Oh, get the fuck out of the car, okay? She turns, and if you watch the wheels, this is going to be very important to the investigation. I know I'm nerding out right now.
No, because it's going to come down to details.
It's going to come down to the wheels, okay? The wheels, she not only waved them through, please go through, she backs up to let him go, and then the wheels turn to the right as if she's getting ready to go away from the officer in front of her. He then shoots her 3 times in the face, and she dies, puts her foot on the gas, and crashes in. Meanwhile, her dog is in the car. The other ICE agent jumped out of the way because he was almost shot at. Her partner is there, and a physician was on hand and was disallowed from coming in to check pulse, to check vitals, to stop the bleeding. And as he screamed, he said, get this out. He goes, I'm a physician. Can I check her pulse? And they go, dude, calm down. He goes, you shot my fucking neighbor. How am I supposed to calm down? And Jonathan Ross was masked. We found out who he is, and people have been posting about it. And this woman was a 37-year-old mother. She was with her partner after losing her husband, and she was part of a legal protest and was leaving the area. And by the way, even if you are turning around to get out of a police pursuit, you are not allowed to be shot and killed if you're trying to exit the area. That is also something that should be stated.
And here in Denver, that's called the Make My Day law.
Correct.
But isn't it the Dirty Harry Make My Day, in which like it's basically a law that, let's say I broke into Tory's house. I realize she's home and not on vacation. She screams, I scream, and I go to run out of the house, and she shoots me in the back. That's on her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Now, also, the Mayor Frey, who is very young and went through has gone through a lot with Minnesota. Remember, this is the state with George Floyd. There's a lot going on in Minnesota, Minneapolis, the Somali they're coming for the Somali community. Minnesota mayor, who's really making a name for himself, said, "Get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We don't want you here," to the ICE agents. Excuse me for cursing so much, but
I think everything's on the table, boo boo.
Yeah, I agree. He was then asked, Al, by who is my favorite? One of my favorite NBC or CNN correspondents. I can't remember her name. A lot of Republicans.
Abby Phillip?
No, the other one with the great eyebrows. Great eyebrows.
The brunette?
Hair. Yes.
I thought that was her.
Caitlin Collins. I think it's Caitlin Collins.
That's who it is. Yeah.
Yes. So she said, "Mayor, many people are upset with you using the F word." And he said, "I'm so sorry for hurting your Disney princess ears. But I think someone using the F-bomb and then someone killing someone else, there's a different amount of inappropriateness between those two." And Trump has already written in. He said this was an act of self-defense. Kristi Noem has called it an act of domestic terrorism. Because she was trying to, the whole thing is, this is what you're going to hear over and over again. They weaponized the vehicle. She weaponized the vehicle. And people do that. And it is, a car can be used as a weapon. That is true. That's very true. And that's something you have to look out for as a police officer. But Adam Moskowitz, this great congressman that I hope you guys pay attention to, held up the picture, Al, of Kristi Noem in her Yosemite hat and her camo, desk, and he was like, "We have someone cosplaying here, looking like an idiot, saying this is an act of domestic terrorism." So this is going to be another George Floyd. I mean, this is it already. Thousands have come to mourn. Thousands are marching in Colorado. People in New York are marching. They're going to be, Renee Good is going to be a name we will remember for a lifetime. Now, some people say this, it's a white woman who got shot, and that's why we're paying attention. And I think that's an important thing to bring up. How many other people of color have been hurt, and we kind of have all moved on, but this is galvanizing people in a way. It's also a murder on video.
Right. And it's broad daylight, and there's no like, he was running at me. Usually a lot of times when we do, and I guess it's probably fortunate, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, when we do see footage, it's always picks up from somewhere. The person is already down, or they're running away. But like this was somebody making a 2-point turn on a 2-lane.
Backing up.
And just you know what it was, Tory? It was the recklessness. And I wanted to ask you, because you are a legal eagle on this joint. Did Trump and Hegseth and Noem make it impossible to have a fair trial now? If the president comes out and goes, "This guy's innocent," like even the local police can't do that because they could taint the possible jury pool. The president and the vice president's calling this woman. And also, can her family sue their balls off? Do you imagine your loved one's body isn't even in the ground, and they slap them with calling them a domestic terrorist, and that's how they possibly be remembered, this seemingly loving mother of 3? Can you imagine the sociopathy you have to be like, let's call her this on her way to the morgue?
Exactly. Now, J.D. Vance was on a press conference, and as you just said, someone asked him about the question, and he said, "I can't believe that a local official is going to try and arrest a federal employee who has full federal immunity." And I want that to be very clear. He said that purposefully. So in his mind, an ICE agent with federal immunity can never be charged, has full penury rights, has no legal standing to be taken into account, can do whatever.
They just get to walk around like a dictator's kid here on like a visa. Yeah.
What's federal immunity is within the guidelines of federal law. And so JD Vance, Trump, Noem, they're making an ass out of themselves because they're saying to all of you right now, don't believe what your eyes saw. Don't believe what your ears saw. That is the number one thing a dictator will do to you. That's a Machiavellian playbook. Don't trust yourself. Trust me and me only. Now, I don't know, Al, it's interesting that you asked that about can the president be held? He wasn't using, could you argue that he was using Truth Social and not his presidential? He wasn't in the East Wing. He was giving an opinion, and maybe, or could you argue that he's the president no matter what? I think that's an important point of view. But they do take a political stand, but no one's even been charged yet, as long as I know. Ashley Babbitt.
Do you think he's still in the state?
I think he's in a safe house, is what I think he's in.
I think so too, or in a trunk headed to a state line near you.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got to get him out of there, because they won't be able to once and trust me, no one's saying anything, but the local authorities are have an APB out for him, and the federals. I can't believe we're even talking about this, Tory. That the federal they have to stop the federal government from corrupting this investigation. And Kash Patel has been looking for a way to show Daddy Trump that he's done good after the mishandling of the Epstein files. So he's ready to bury this 2 ways from Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
6 ways from Sunday.
Absolutely. I do want to say this. A Gab or Gob or Job or Gob or Job says Ashley Babbitt was unarmed. She wasn't even driving a 10,000-pound vehicle. What are you talking about? There's a video of a different angle that completely shows her charging him with a 10,000-pound vehicle after harassing ICE and following them around all day. We are going to vehemently just disagree on this. What I saw was not someone charging anyone. It was someone backing up, waving someone through, and then turning their wheels to leave. And I bet you a jury would agree with me when they say that. Ashley Babbitt was warned to stop and was coming into a chamber of Congress. She was given the right to stop, didn't, and then was shot because of Secret Service. This is a vastly different comparison. I don't think you can have that. I don't think you. And remember, Al, these guys were sent to Minneapolis to stop crime. To stop crime.
Well, that's what we were told.
Yeah, and they killed someone. And they killed someone. And in my mind, they murdered them. So I understand there's going to be disagreements. I'm not trying to say you're an idiot or you're stupid, but like from what I saw on that video and what for legal prosecutors and law enforcement evaluators have said already, this is very clear cut that he was not in danger of his life.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, I think part of a tactic when you're so obviously wrong is that you zag so hard the other way that even engaging in the conversation is a loss. So like us going back and forth about like whether that police officer's life was in danger, I feel like they've already won. And I feel like it's a conversation that would not be very productive and actually probably
they're not
reductive.
Officers, you're right. Sorry, keep going.
I think that the Democrats need to find him and put him in cuffs for the optics. The Republicans are very good about optics. Kristi Noem goes to the Sears boudoir and she puts on, she's a cheerleader one day. I'm cracking down on cheerleading crime. But you know what? It works for her base. I mean, she's still there.
Well, yeah, she gets it. It's all you're going to see is an image of her looking like a cowboy coming after like the sheriff. I mean, Adam Moskowitz was like, is our budget going to Kristi Noem's different hats? Because she's wearing a different hat and each time trying to cosplay. So a lot of people are going to come up to you guys and a lot of people are going to say that video was her charging. And again, the word is weaponizing her vehicle because that makes it legal for him to have shot. I want you to carefully watch the video to see the other ICE agent jump out of the way because he was almost shot too. No care was taken. No thought was taken. And I also want to just add here, Al, the amount of training that ICE has to have is less than a hairdresser. It is less than a hairdresser needs to get a license. And it's a lot of angry dudes in masks that have had C-minuses all their life, that have beaten their wives. And now
C-minuses. Yeah. They're in a good mood.
That's true. And they now have a 50,000 bonus to start taking out their anger on people. And by the way, if she was protesting, that's allowed in this country. If she was following ICE agents, that is allowed in this country, unless she was hurting or attempting to put someone in danger, which I really vehemently disagree with, then she had no right and she was murdered in broad daylight on video.
Right. Right. And we'll leave it at that. We will
Yeah.
actually kind of circle back to this because Tory colleagues, I have a little surprise. Hopefully soon my boy Greg Coleman, great comic. And just I can say lifelong friend of mine who lives in Minneapolis right now with two of the cutest children. They're like those kids that are so cute. They're like, how did you, what? They're gorgeous children. He's a wonderful guy. He comes from a great family, and he's a lifelong Minnesotan. Is that how you say it?
Minnesota. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
barf.
All right. Well, let's move on and let's see. I think we might need a palate cleanser this up because
Yeah.
this has
And by
been
the way,
interesting.
everyone disagreeing, I'm not using bad language. Please don't use bad language towards me. I'm being respectful of your opinion. I disagree with it. We can debate it, but please don't use bad language in the chat. That's going to be unacceptable here.
Absolutely. Tell them you're like a black Head Start teacher. I will not tolerate this. All right,
Nope.
let's do it. Tory, I know you're excited about the Fiesta Bowl tonight.
You know, Kelly Schubert's parents are there.
At the Fiesta Bowl, I went one year. Yeah.
I mean, that seems like the most fun bowl.
I mean, Arizona, it's loose. There are certain states that you could just feel like a sense of not lawlessness, but like we don't really care. Arizona's one of those places they're going to be drunk in the streets of Scottsdale and Phoenix and Glendale or wherever it's probably in Glendale where the stadium is. But Tory, we have the Miami Hurricanes, the upstart Miami Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Dolphins?
No, that's for pro football. This is college.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That is just an axe to the base of your tree of credibility.
By the way, I just meant people using curse words at us. You can curse in your anger in either way, but please don't use curse words at us. Sorry. You're fine, Shelly. Okay, go ahead.
It kind of turns me on. I have a whole dime thing I'm working through. You can read it in my book. It's called I'm Sorry, Sir. I'll Take Another. Okay,
baby, one more time.
That's right. Yeah, I think Brittany said it best. And then I just hoist myself up. All right, Tory, we have the college team from Miami, the Miami Hurricanes, the U. And they are playing school from Oxford, Mississippi, the 601, the SIP, Ole Miss, who has a quarterback who I argue has the best name in college football this year.
You said Brock Purdy. That's pretty good.
No, this is college football. This guy's name is Trinidad Chambliss. Doesn't that make you warm when you say it? Isn't that the best name?
Say it again. Say it slow.
Trinidad Chambliss. Wow. It sounds like something you finish a steak off with. Like when like the chef comes out of the back, he goes, we have there's only 3 of these prime ribs that came into the house. We're giving you guys 2 of them. It's cooked 5 minutes each side, medium rare, and it's finished off with the Trinidad Chambliss.
Chambly.
Yes, Chambly. That's right. So Tory, now the thing that we need to check your vibes is because Ole Miss shouldn't be here. No, girl. Ole Miss's coach, right when they started the playoffs, is like, hey, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all, I got a one-way flight to LSU. I'm their coach now. So even though y'all are in the playoffs, y'all got to go no coach. Y'all are raw dog in the playoffs. But Tory, they didn't give up. They went and they won their first playoff game without a coach.
They don't have a coach?
Their head coach left. So it's just like a collection of coaches. They're just dudes walking around like, hey, I would run this play. They don't have a coach.
Okay, I want these guys to win.
Okay, so you want Ole Miss, who this is like a Disney movie, right? Your coach puts on you.
To win. They become each other's coach. Like, I like that.
What's the movie called?
It's called, I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
The Coachless Huddle.
No huddles have the coach in them. The coaches are on the sideline. If the coach was in the huddle, it would be a penalty. They could also call the movie That's Another Penalty.
How about this? First Class, no coach. Get it?
I really wanted to hate that, and I loved it. Damn it, that was good. That was real. I hate you so much. That was really good. That was awesome. All right.
Economy
So,
Sorry,
Tory,
go ahead.
who do you think we're going to see win the Fiesta Bowl? Is it going to be those boys from Miami or those boys from the 601 Mississippi?
It's definitely going to be Mississippi the SIP because they are coming in coachless and they have to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and figure this out. And sometimes when a team is like has that big of a handicap, it sometimes it brings them together. Okay, it brings
Okay.
them together. So
I
I'm
mean,
going with
through
Ole Miss.
through adversity. I mean, you can argue the
Yes,
best time ever in this country, and I hope I'm not trying to be offensive when I ever say this. We're having fun during the segment, but 9/11 was like I think the first time every American was like, "Oh, look at this."
brings people together. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's just like adversity does bring us together. I wish it could be all the time, but
all the
a
time.
boy can dream. All
Yeah.
right, Tori, let's move on to a little something I think you could probably chime in because I don't really know about this. I'm trying to look for the one that I really love. We
Yeah,
never
Julie, I
use.
agree. You're gonna cheer on each other. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's right. Okay, let's do this. All right, Tori. We never do that one. All
That's a
right, Tori.
great one out.
I love that one. All right, Tori. Well, sometimes you just gotta ask people, you mad dog?
You mad
And
dog?
a lot of people have been asking this mom group that because the drama is getting messy. Hillary Duff's husband
Oh,
posted
this is
a yeah.
crazy.
Hillary Duff's husband posted a brutal parody after Ashley Tisdale's toxic mom group essay. Now everyone is litigating who's right and who's wrong and who's doing too much. If you were Ashley, would you write this essay or would you just not be there no more? Your presence is like your currency. If you don't like it, just don't show up.
Hey, Kate Bamboo, you better stop it. That's rude and sexist and unnecessary. Stop it. I mean it.
That's my job.
Okay. I respect your opinion. We can debate, but don't call people housewives and make me a sandwich. That's not happening. Stop it. Okay, let's get back to this. So I don't think I would have written the Ashley Tisdale report, whatever. No one was really asking for
Can you
it. It
briefly
came down.
tell everybody what it was?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's move.
Julia, I was right on top of that.
Thank you. Very nice. Okay. So Ashley Tisdale, the High School Musical actress, wrote I think it was Discord or Substack or some kind of blog about a mom group that's pretty high in celebrities in Hollywood, in LA, that is very toxic. Now, she did not name names, okay? But she did point, she gave hints. I mean, there were ways to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
And and one of the people has figured out that we think it's the Hillary Duff mom group that she's calling out. And Hillary Duff's husband put a picture up and added his face into it and was like, this is what comes from a tone deaf person who doesn't know what they're talking about. And so that started it. And Haley Duff, Hillary Duff's sister, liked Ashley Tisdale's post. So the Duff and the Tisdales are going after it. And this mom group is now in the spotlight. Thank you for being.
And thank you for catching me up on it. You had
Did
the
that make
information
sense?
as if you're in there yourself. Do you think this is a pretty regular thing? Because I feel like mom groups, there is
Very
always that's really what Dance Moms is about. Besides the other
totally.
thing I think it's about,
Yeah.
is that it's really the toxicity between the mothers and like, why is Tory's daughter in the front? Why do you think a lot of people, but especially women, like find this interesting? Is kind of the premise of what is it? What's the one with all the women? The Bachelor or the Bachelorette?
All the women are the Bachelor.
The Bachelor. So it's like, I mean, I think that everything kind of goes back to high school, and people click up as they have since the beginning of time. And I think that every time people click up and form a group, a hierarchy is naturally laid out.
I think so
And
too. And
I think it manifests itself in a lot of different ways. Thank you, Sarah, for the jacket comment. Go ahead.
no one likes Al's jacket. Okay,
Yes,
Sarah. No one likes Al's jacket. I'm just kidding. What's weird is I think it came down to some political situation, but like, so she wrote it for The Cut, which is a really popular e-zine. Do people still say that, like an online
E-zine? No, I don't think it's you. Do you call it a magazine? Okay. That was very weird. Have you been calling it a zine for your whole life? Is that
Yeah.
worse than me finally
Yeah.
taking my own bag to grocery stores? Yes.
Um, so, um, so she wrote that publicly, but Al, I have to ask you back, and in the chat, can you guys answer me? Would you have written that article in the first place?
No.
I would not.
But I
I
I
don't.
have I do have a comment about this though, and I hope that this maybe might cause a colleague to handle things differently than I did. I am on a group thread with a lot of different groups of guys. Some guys that I know from my hometown of Cleveland, comedians, etc. I was on one of those group threads, not gonna say which one, and there was somebody that was just saying some stuff that I didn't really appreciate, not really end of the world stuff, but I was like, I don't need to be talked to like that. And rather than I tried to have a conversation that did not go well, and then I just turned the notifications off on that group thread, and I realized that I missed that group, and I missed that
Oh,
group of
wow.
guys, and I
Mm.
talked finally with the guy that I had an issue with, and we had a great effing talk, Tory. We
Wow.
laughed. We talked longer than we probably have in 20 years,
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm. I feel like if he had initiated a conversation, this would have been continuing, and
Yeah.
so I just think if these are your real friends, these people you got blood, sweat, and tears, equity in on this relationship, fight for it. Don't
Yeah.
just give up. Don't be like a lot of guys my generation, and especially like my father. Like he's from that generation where like they didn't talk for like 15 years, and you're like, why are you mad at Tory? And they're like, like 9 Thanksgivings ago, she was disrespectful in the kitchen. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
y'all lost a decade of life memory. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I
I
but
agree.
I
Repair is
also
so
think there's a degree of pettiness to this as well. So
Yeah.
I think
Michael Dean says writing it is the same as being one of the mean moms. You're putting them all on blast. And I kind of agree. Like, she's every right to write that, but like it is a little hypocritical, a little bit hypocritical.
yes.
The barcodes are from our underneath our names are from Al's cool like thing he set
I
up.
tried to make real office badges.
Right. But it looks like we're looking for money. We're not.
Oh, feel free
People
to
are
try
like,
and
what?
donate. What if we just like slowly, passive aggressively just put our Venmos up, but just kept talking? Like nothing to
We don't
see here,
acknowledge.
guys.
I just want to say what you said was so important because what I'm learning in DBT, which is dialectical behavior therapy, is that repair, the word repair, friendships is vital. That if
Right.
you've made a mistake, people say make amends, but I love that word repair. If there's something to repair, go for it. If it doesn't work, you're back where you started, but make the effort to repair a friendship if it's
Can
important to you.
I want to say this and then we'll move on. I was kind of disappointed in myself after me and my friend talked that I was willing to walk away.
Interesting. That's a lesson though. That's really
Right.
humble of you to say.
I could do better. I could have just said something. I mean, it wasn't like
I could
egregious. It
do
was just
better.
like, I just didn't like the way I was being talked to, but I could have just
Yeah.
said that,
Yeah, and you know
So
what? I've done that to people, and I have people I need to repair with today that I'm, like,
yeah.
too nervous to do it to, and I'm like but it's the appropriate adult, emotionally mature thing to do.
Tori, you don't have to be nervous to talk to me. I'm famous, but I put my pants on one leg at a time.
What do you
I
put
put
that embroidered couch on?
I put on the lift. All right, Tori, I want to get to this. This is kind of vibey sports and what are famous people doing because star wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, Rashee Rice, the league has let the world know that it is looking into domestic violence allegations posted by Rashee Rice's ex and will review it under the personal conduct policy. No criminal charges have been announced in the reporting, and Rice's attorney says that he has not been charged. What do you think the NFL should do in situations like this? And what I mean by that, because I want to kind of clarify that question to kind of hopefully you can answer my question. Should you be saying this until you've conducted an investigation? Because we cannot walk around naive like we're not in the world of public opinion. And if I can just go, my co-host Tory is being brought up on, attempted assault charges, and you can't say anything back, but it's not true. by the time it's disproven, it's going to cost me money. It might cost me my job. Should this be allowed to come out until formal charges have at least been filed?
Well, someone has claimed that they were abused. And usually we don't believe these women, hashtag Epstein, that we need to see all these files. If someone's made a claim like that and the NFL doesn't respond, that's a real issue for not only moral reasons, in my opinion, but also for an audience of women that, as you have so beautifully stated, like football and they don't want to lose females watching football. So if someone makes a claim and they don't say, we're going to take this into they didn't say he did it. They just said, we're going to follow up with an investigation. I see nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's the right PR move. If you don't want to lose women, you take things like this seriously. And I think that that's what they're doing, in my opinion.
That was well explained, and that makes a lot of sense. I guess my question is, like, we're talking about this in the context of court procedure, law, all that good stuff. But once that claim is levied against somebody, there's no way, like, I would prejudge you. It's going to make you judge. If I go, hey, Tory, can I bring two of my friends over? One of them has been accused of running over a jogger on purpose. Would you not have any preconceived thoughts about them before they walked into your house, whether it was true or not?
But Rice has every right to defend himself and say, this isn't true. I'm going to make a press conference. Just because he can come back. He's not under some gag rule. I don't think he's been muzzled by the NFL. But
don't you kind of have to watch your mouth during that press conference and not call them a liar and stuff like that?
Yeah, because that is all going into what they call discovery. And that's a really important part. All of this will be going into it. But I do think it's in the NFL's best interest, just like I think they chose so beautifully with Bad Bunny. I think they're making the right move here and saying, we're taking this seriously. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot more people. This issue is going to get bigger and bigger. If there's a vacuum, it's going to get bigger and bigger. And people are saying, why aren't you looking into it? If any person on NBC or any kind of public place has an accusation, it is the right of that private company to look into it. And I think making that public isn't a bad PR move. And again, I hope she wasn't, but I also appreciate them taking this woman seriously.
Absolutely. That was well said. That's why you're my girl. And now I want to bring in my boy. Yes. No warm up. My boy, Greg Coleman, in the building.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for coming.
What up? How you doing, bro? Thank you for having me.
Man, thank you for coming on late. Colleagues, say hello to Greg. He's been a friend of mine man, every time I say it, I feel like I'm aging myself like at least 15, 20 years. Bro.
It feels longer than it should be. In my head, I'm like, oh, like 8 years. It's like, we're like 15, like 15, 16.
You're ancient. You're ancient.
Well, Greg, I wanted to bring you on. We're going to have you on a country traumatizing issue to discuss, but there are some days
that might be hard to do.
I know. I'm shooting for a Tuesday in 2077. I think we're gonna lay low every day.
Every
hour.
What was the biggest Biden scandal, just off the top of your head?
He was a little sleepy.
Like remember a blue dress when that was like just the president getting fellatio was the craziest thing we had to deal with in 8 years.
And Senate had to talk about it.
Do you remember Obama and the beige suit?
The beige suit. Oh, and the selfie stick.
Oh, the worst.
I remember he saluted a soldier while holding Starbucks. That did not go over well.
Right. And he looked through the Chipotle sneeze guard, which I agree you can't do. Sorry, continue.
Yes. Well, Greg, you are in Minneapolis, and sadly, you had boots on the ground when George Floyd went down. What's the mood in the city right now, and like how are you feeling, and where were you kind of when this whole thing was happening?
The Erie's there, it's a similar feeling of WTF. Even down to the street. Like George Floyd was on the same street
Whoa.
as this, or no, not same street, same block, or basically that was Chicago, but this is Portland. It's all South Side. They're all blocks away from each other.
Wow.
Right.
I was at work yesterday when I heard. So I work at a middle school as a dean. So of course news somehow travels, even though our phones are supposed to be locked up, our kids' phones are supposed to be locked up. They have the information. And also just on top of that weight of just the random ICE pop-ups about how non-secretive they are, how messy they are, how they don't care. They're popping up at schools.
I was going to ask, has your school been affected at all? If you don't want to speak on that, I totally understand.
And some schools I heard, Greg, I wanted to know, have actually been shut down because they did, I think, show up at certain schools and harass, pepper spray, and some students. Is that right, Greg?
Those are things that I have heard for just, respect out of where I got those conversations or where I heard those conversations. Yeah, like Minneapolis public schools shut down today, and they're also shut down tomorrow just for general safety. And yeah, I will say, like, it affects families of our students, of hell, coworkers, who are even have legal status, still like, not sure if I trust it. You know what I mean? So you start kind of looking left and right, and you're like, man, this person isn't here today. This person isn't here today. And it's unfortunate that you just can't be like, oh yeah, they probably have the cold. It's like, no, man, families are scared. People are staying home, but outside of that, the energy is very similar to, like, Minneapolis is no matter what people are hearing or saying about the city, like, this place is always some type of tipping point, and there always is going to be a strong unification whenever an extreme injustice like this has been done. I mean, people popped up and pulled up to the site. There are multiple protests and large protests going on last night in downtown and again today. And even, found where the hotels is. So we using those board tactics, blaring, blasting the music, like, y'all ain't welcome here. Y'all can't
they're
eat.
keeping them up at night, so in the night, so they can't sleep. Drummers.
And the thing is, we learned those tactics from them, what they were doing to us during the pandemic dropout and the whole George Floyd rise. Like, there was just random loud noises just being popped up, random, like, yo, why are we hearing heavy metal music at 3 a.m. coming from a park? Like who's doing that? You know what I mean? So.
Right. Well, I mean, as you were talking, Greg, I was like, what a weird place in life that you find yourself, because during the day, you are the dean of students. You're in charge of a lot of young souls in that classroom, and you do a hell of a job. But then you go at night and you talk to the people of Minneapolis and all over this country, and you have to find a way to make that funny. So I wanted to know, like, as an artist, and especially a person that writes jokes, that means that you got to look for the sad and then snatch the humor out of it. Is there a certain amount of time that you're like, I don't think this is in a place that can be joked about yet? Or do you think you never know and you just got to go for it?
I'd say there's probably, generally, I would say, like, no. But I will say the people don't have to go for it. And I will say, like, knowing what your relationship is, with your art, knowing what your relationship is with the community, like, especially over the last 10 years with so much stuff that's happened, I've kind of been a politically or socially, hey, I'm going to tap and touch on this subject, even if it may be, tight, faux pas, but also I've built trust.
Yeah.
I've built trust with the audience. I've built trust with these places that I'm going doing this material. But I did get to a point of exhaustion and being like, yo, I'm not talking about this anymore because, like, literally, I feel like for almost every weird or crazy social or racial or political, I was like, man, I did a joke like that 10 years ago.
Oh,
Like, I talked about Trayvon 10 years ago.
You can just recycle the police murder material.
Yeah, it is literally that. Like, even this week, like, my first thought was when we heard someone was shot, I'm like, oh my God, please don't be a Black person or a brown person, because it was. And like, how up is this psychology is that we found out that it was a white woman and we were relieved. And it wasn't relieved because A, it was a white woman dead, but it was relieved because A, we know it's going to turn political, and B, we know that they're going to try to paint her as this or that. And if it was a Black, immediately,
dude, body wasn't even in the morgue.
And they're already, she's a radicalized terrorist. No, she was a mother of 3 who was dropping her kids off, and her kids are orphans now because the father's dead. I'm like, what? They left orphans? As effed up as that is, it's not like, hey, like everybody. Yeah, there is like some of that stuff that you got to pull. Like, these facts are super sad.
Yeah.
But we're all so ingrained and entrenched in this. Hey, we know that they're going to try to use tricks. They know that they're going to try to pit us against us. It's like, how do you take this? Like, you took away a mother who was trying to get out of the space, trying to get out of the area. And it's like, it's like, she wasn't even mixed. How are you? Your ice, like, you see blonde hair, let her go.
Yeah.
Back up. Let her go.
Bro, I think that's the scarier thing, bro.
Right? Was he trans?
Honestly,
was he trans Somali or something like, nigga? Like, let her go.
These are new. You remember the difference between Terminator 1 and Terminator 2? The second one was like made of liquid. Yeah. These new ice ones, they don't give an F. No, they are. There's if you just put in ice raids on TikTok, they're just reels of them pushing old ladies. There's one where like they tackle this old lady in like the hall of a DMV.
Like, someone had
aggressive.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask Greg this: Do you feel that the community feels trust with Tim Walz as the governor, Mayor Frey and his response, or do you think it's helpless and hopeless? Like, do you guys have faith in the people in Minnesota that are running?
I mean, I've always kind of felt like putting my faith in a politician for my day-to-day is kind of a waste of time. Fair. And that's not even necessarily on them, but I'm not looking as a politician to influence me or about how I feel, because I've never treated somebody good or bad depending on a politician. I will say it feels like it is mixed bag up here. There are a lot of people who sometimes like things that Walz says and does or stands for, but then also too, you look at kind of like Jacob Fry, who in certain communities, hey, yeah, he's all right, he's cool for us, but also in communities that I'm involved in, and especially outspoken with a lot of young comedians and stuff there, he's the F word. But you start kind of picking and choosing. So there is this weird feeling of lost, like, leadership. But even though they are saying some of the same things of like, yo, I like that energy Walz got, but Walz is leaving, and Walz has also done, whatever. I'm not here to grade anybody's political stuff, but I will say the fact that community comes together. There are a lot of local community leaders in a lot of different subgroups that people latch on to, and just some of like, all right, here we go, Minneapolis. Like, at least here goes. We got a playbook.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
we got We got a playbook, you know.
It's a weird thing because I caught myself about to say this is uncharted territory, but it kind of is very charted. And so I'm interested to see like if it's going to stay on kind of the George Floyd chart. Will this fizzle? Because this is like one of those stories that wipes out everything before it. So like even though the Uvalde trial is going on and apparently they tossed out some major witness testimony, no one's talking about that. Sharon Moore, your boy in Michigan, he's like, this wiped out so many stories.
Remember Chandra Lee went missing, and that representative was thinking that he murdered her, and then 9/11 happened, and he was like,
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Diddy happy. He like, ooh, they ain't talking about the documentary no more.
Yeah, maybe he can slide in there and just like throw a couple more bucks at Trump for the pardon. Now, Greg, even though you look like you have snuck a phone into jail where you're teaching young black men to box, people need to know that you are one of my favorite comics in the world. They call him the Hammer.
He nails him. He nails him.
Yeah, I look like his manager that just gets the deal done. Yeah.
We look like we're about to tour the Southwest in a convertible looking to get rich.
Yeah, but like you get killed, like you get beat up real bad in your first fight, and we have no plan after that. We're like, oh, I thought you were gonna win.
Yeah. So, we're just sitting in the car eating a sandwich, like
that's how the movie. I've really been having this weird thought about, and again, speaking of stuff that's been wiped out of the news, like the Epstein files, like people watch Law and Order and they snatch stories from the headlines, and like when they do it with this, it's gonna be weird because they have to like stick with the same beat. So like the show will open and be like, all right, what happened? Multiple female victims, sex trafficking ring. All right, cool. Well, it's gonna take forever. We got to gather the names. We already got that. Well, we got to find these witnesses. No, they're right there.
They're right here.
What about how are we gonna find these rich and powerful men? Flight logs. Okay, but then they can't act on any of it. Right. Because this country is corrupt, so then they just have to run errands and just like do shit to kill time because you're not allowed to arrest rich people. So like we have a lot going on in this country. But Greg, right now I'm concerned with what you got going on concerning stand-up. Do you got any dates or just a website people can follow you? Because you're like a real adult. Like you have a real job and you do stand-up.
Yeah, that's so adult.
I'll tell you what, I'm done giving both, not giving one 100%. I gotta tell you, these dates are about to start picking up, these jokes, these online presence. So I'm telling you now, if your kid goes to my school and has a problem, I'll get to it when I can, but I gotta get back on this comedy ground, player. Like I feel you. The world needs to hear from Minneapolis right now. So listen,
we need
Coleman comedy on all of the socials. Say G Cole. Got a couple dates and stuff like that, but I've been doing some weird like privates and I got some weird yoga some festival. I don't know. They're paying me money to go talk to yogis.
It sounds like you're going into the swinger lifestyle.
I'll be in Key West. I'll be in Key West for 6 weeks in the Villages.
Greg is like, I got a couple shows, stand-up shows. Really, it's just it's a couple. Their names are Mark and Nancy. They perform.
I'm gonna be jumping out of a cake.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, Greg, I should have given it to Michael Dean, our incredible producer. What is your handle so our colleagues, these wonderful people you see in the chat next to you, so they can give you a follow? Because now you are an official.
Yeah, bada boom. They got it right down there. Say G Cole.
Oh,
wait, no.
I said Michael.
No. Wait, time out. I forgot. I was the old man. Oh. Coleman comedy. Say G Cole got hacked.
Oh, did it?
Bruh, yeah.
Coleman.
Yeah, you ever see your own funeral? If you want to see your own funeral, get your Instagram hacked because comics talk about you like you died. They're like, damn, fam, you had 30,000. You dead now. I'm dead.
You can't get it back?
I can't get it back. No. It was this old punk hacker named Beatrice. I even tried to work out a deal where I'm like, yo, fam. Yeah.
You know who did it?
Yeah, I found out who did it. Like I said, you can find the information, but you can't prosecute these people.
This is our country.
Oh, I don't know. Looks like
There
it's
it
gonna
is.
have to be.
There it is. Nice
Yeah.
job, Michael Dean. Coleman comedy.
Michael
Yeah.
Dean is
Well,
the best.
I know. Well, I just want to let you know, like, I'll be following and also just really interested to hear what you have to say, your commentary from someone coming from the heart of this, and also have been through the George Floyd. There's just a lot of authority that you have on this, and I'm definitely waiting to hear from you. So, you know,
Bro, we will have you back and we will plan it. I hit Greg up a half an hour before the show, like, no pressure.
Yeah.
I know you're intimidating a guy in the chow line for his dessert. So we have to
it was I actually cut therapy early to be here. I was like, ooh, I got therapy. I can get out of it. I don't have to talk about my feelings. Yep.
See, you're with colleagues now. You are one of us. You are friends from work forever. So, Greg, I'm gonna let you go. You were effing awesome, homie.
Thank you for
I'll hit you right after this, and dude, we'll have you back on soon to just kind of check in. Hopefully,
all right. I appreciate y'all, man. Yo, stay dangerous. Stay dangerous.
Love you, boy. All right, kiss them
Peace.
kids, boy.
Love you.
All right, see you later.
He was amazing.
He's great.
He's great.
Do you know what I always remember about Greg?
What?
He stayed at my house. He stayed in my old apartment on 8th and Broadway before I moved to my house down the street from DBL. And when he left, he wrote a handwritten note thanking me.
Oh my God,
I was like, what a classy MFer you are.
So cool.
Like, I just like stood there in my kitchen like,
that's amazing.
I can't believe I know somebody that would do that.
That's amazing. Is he single or does he have a wife?
Greg is married with two beautiful bouncing babies, but you never know. They might be like looking to add a triad.
No, he's not a swinger. I do have a crazy fact for you guys just to palate cleanse.
Well, not yet. We got to do this first, buddy. Okay, here we go. Tory, talk to me, people. Fun fact.
Fun fact about the human body. Again, we're not taking any of this lightly. We're just trying to leave you with something interesting.
We have to still live this life. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So apparently the human body, you can't hum and plug your nose at the same time.
Right, because there's just one air pathway, right? Okay. It's just like every week you're just like, how can I make sure this is my last show?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Do you want me to give you another one?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
That's horrible.
Everyone's laughing. The liver, if you get rid of 75% of the liver, it can regenerate itself.
Yes, that is very true. Do you know what the liver's function in the body is too?
Yes, with bile. Or is that the gallbladder?
That's the gallbladder.
So liver is for detoxification.
Yes. How'd you know that? Are you reading something?
No, I'm smart.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, yes, your liver does big things. Tory, you definitely redeemed yourself with that second one. I just want to say on behalf of Michael Dean, Tory, myself, and shout out to our impromptu guest, my boy Greg Coleman. So happy. He is my dog. And just like he's one of the good people on this planet. Yeah, where you're like, I can't believe you're a real he's like just a good guy, like the kind of dude you want your daughter to marry. He's been like that for his whole life. His dad was the first black punter in the NFL.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, his dad worked for the Vikings forever. Yeah. Greg is huge. He's a big dude.
Guten Tag said, yes, leave her alone. Like, leave her alone.
I think I'm not even mad at Guten Tag for that. We need a little bit of dad humor. Just yes, we all need to remember that although the world is crazy and you can look back throughout history, it's always been a little bit bananas. Thank you, Brandon. Smash that like button. The world has always been a little bit bananas, but you know what? Do you know what I read one time, Tory? They said the Beatles were born during the London bombings. Like, no matter what's happened, what they say in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. colleagues. Y'all have always found a way to get to us, and we effing appreciate it. I really do. Like I love y'all, and y'all are doing more than more than Tory is to get me through this tough time. So on that note, I mean, I think that wasn't great. Tory, I love you.
I love
But
you
like
too.
in the way that like I love when there's mints when I'm leaving Red Lobster, and I'm like, oh, I can get two of these Andes mints. Like that's the same kind of love.
Thanks.
But it's still love nonetheless.
Deep breaths, everyone.
I love you. You're coming over for football this weekend, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a commitment.
Well, I wasn't invited.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of true. You're invited to come to football. Vlad's coming. I'm terrible. Talk to Sar. All right. I love you, Michael Dean. Obviously, you're invited. I'm the worst. I love you, colleagues. We'll be back on Monday.